Hello, found footage fans, and welcome to We Found a Tape. Join us as we hit play and uncover what lies beyond the tape. Hello, found footage fans. Welcome to a brand new episode of We Found the Tape. And today we're joined by a very special guest of the show, someone who we have looked up to for a number of years now. Well, I guess it's one. One is also a number. Since we've been around, he's been a great supporter of the show, and also likes to participate in Found Footage Fridays a considerable amount of time. We are incredibly grateful to have him on the show, and we're joined today by the one and only Mike&Serial. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, y'all. I'm super happy to be here, and thank you for those kind words. I also look up to you guys. We Found a Tape has been really awesome to listen to and see the journey that you guys have been on, from the interviews that you have been doing. The Found TV special was my favorite, by the way. I thought that was a really cool thing because you also a huge fan of them. So love that you gave them their flowers there, but really enjoy the work that you guys do. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're super happy to have you on. And yeah, it was such a fun episode. We were really, I think at that point, we didn't prepare a movie. It's so funny because like you mentioned about how we were giving them the flowers. I thought of it very last minute. We were like, we don't really have an episode for this week, but I would like to put something out. I'm like, why don't we just like talk about TV? Because although we would do these things where we would have found blind watch specials, and that was like a very early thing that we just sort of decided to do because we were just like, Found TV is cool, man. Let's just and we haven't done it for a bit, but we'll randomly pick some movies from Found and literally just spin a wheel, and it's usually David that wins, but we'll do that and literally just leave it up to fate, and that's how we've been picking it. So we were like, oh yeah, we need to get an episode together. So I was like, let's just talk about Found TV. Like there was another one where we were just like, let's talk about our like physical media and things like that, and it came from such a good place from us, but also out of necessity. So I'm so glad to know that you enjoyed that. So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So again, we've had contact with you for really it's been over a year now since we've started. You've been such a great supporter, and we super appreciate it. What I'm certainly curious of, just in case it's never been mentioned on any other podcast or any other of your programming, is just really just to find out a bit about you, like what's your origin story. And I'm also very curious on how Voices from the Mausoleum came about and your relationship there.
Yeah, so I have been a horror fan before I even became a horror fan. I've, just like many of us, watching horror movies very early, probably too early in our ages, because like older cousins, siblings, or even parents like made you watch something that scared the crap out of you as a kid. But as I got older, I started watching things for myself, and then a movie happened to me that I didn't know how much I loved it until I recorded an episode on it with a different podcast that has nothing to do with found footage. But the Blair Witch Project had a huge impact on me when it came out because of how much it scared me, because I thought it was such a real thing. But I didn't know how much I loved it until I had to talk about it. And I just like a couple of years ago realized that it's my favorite movie of all time.
Wow.
But before that, I've been into found footage since like the early 2000s. And that's kind of where like my found footage origin story really starts. And then when I started getting into the horror community on Twitter before it became like unusable, there was a really large horror community out there, and I made friends with Sarah Stubbs Says. She runs this really fun movie challenge that I'm doing right now. But through her and her Discord, I found a found footage list of movies that I haven't checked out, and I found some of my favorite horror found footage films on there. And so I just decided, with as much as I love found footage on Twitter, I just started doing my own version of found footage Fridays, of every Friday just posting 4 things for people to watch. I was posting some obscure ones, and then I kind of just started being known as the found footage guy on Twitter. And then I ended up finding a hashtag that said Found Footage Fridays, and when I clicked on it, I found a I found someone called Voices from the Mausoleum, because I am not the creator of Voices. There was 2 other co-hosts with my co-host before I came about. She's been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now.
Oh, wow.
Voices from the Mausoleum, and she's been doing Found Footage Fridays. I want to say we're on our 3rd, going on our 4th year. I've been doing it going on my 2nd year next year. But we just started chatting because she had some really good found footage takes too. And then we just became good friends online. And then when I decided that I wanted to start becoming a content creator, a week later, I had already like decided this is what I'm going to do. Just knew that I was going to put stuff on Instagram and TikTok. Didn't really know what it was going to be. But before I even got to start, Angel reached out to me because her current co-host was ready to start like doing their own things with their personal life, and they couldn't do Voices anymore, and so she needed a new co-host, and she goes, "Hey, do you want to try this out?" And that's what just ended up happening. We became really good friends through it, and we just decided to keep it going, and it's become such a fun thing to be a part of because of how much I love found footage, the people we've got to meet, like you guys and other cool creators, but also the filmmakers I got access to in doing so, because what I love most about found footage is how tight-knit the film community part of it is, like the directors, the actors. I got to meet so many awesome people and follow them, and like a lot of them became my friends now. So it's a really cool experience.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. It's really, there's a lot of parallels there with us. I mean, we kind of had a similar type of thing. Like we met through a completely different show.
Right.
Like we came into this crazy show called Hot Cheetos and Blood, and it was a live stream show where it really started with like we would review. We'd pick a film, we would review it, and there was like people that would join the chat and like get engaged and stuff like that. And when we joined, we were just fans, and we kind of got initiated in. It was like a biggish group of just the wildest people that you'll ever know, and we kind of got into that, and it then took this crazy turn where it turned into almost like a variety show where we would like do challenges. Some of them were drinking challenges, some of them were eating challenges, some of them were just the crudest challenge. It was very crude, put it that way. And then it turned into like we would do like different segments. Like David would have snack of the week, and he would like pre-record him talking about the snack that he had either invented or found. And then for me, it was Scottish word of the week, because obviously I'm not from where I live. So I had Scottish word of the week. So I had to make these little skits, and it was like a variety show. And from there, it stemmed to like another show that we made called Hellhounds of Horror. And from there, it was similar. We we got some crazy guests to interview. We interviewed CJ Graham that plays Jason, which Friday the 13th Part 6 is my favorite Jason of all time. So we got to meet him. We got to
David Howard Thornton.
David Howard Thornton, very early
That's
on.
awesome.
Very early on when
very early on.
Yeah. We got to interview him. That was our first ever like proper interview that we ever did, and he was beyond the nicest person I've ever met. And we had subsequent conversations with him. We got to talk to fucking the guy who played Michael Myers in the newest Halloween films, James Jude Courtney. Which that was a big deal for us as well, because that was like right around when those films were coming out too. Like just our stroke of luck was just insane. And it's funny because like we're talking about this, but our last episode of Hellhounds of Horror was a found footage episode. I don't know if you know that, David. But
was it a found footage episode?
Yeah, we picked the theme of found footage. I've been super into found footage as well for like.
What movie did we review? I mean, it's been so.
We just picked found footage in general. I think it was. We also did As Above, So Below as one of our first episodes. Actually,
right.
I
remember doing.
Yeah, it was it was As Above, So Below. We would do like one horror and one non-horror, which was weird. We did As Above, So Below, and then the ending in the cupboard.
Oh, we did do that.
Which was insane, and it was kind of like an inside joke at the time. But yeah, like we've been like, I feel like found footage has really been the path that we've been on for such a long time. And yeah, like I literally was just thinking about there, like our last episode we did was about found footage. So we've been on this crazy fucking journey, David, for God knows how long.
Over 5 years, well over 5 years.
Years for sure.
I want to mention that I think one of the funniest interviews that we did then was with Michael St. Michael.
Oh yeah. You ever see Greasy Strangler?
I attempted to watch that movie. And I will leave that at that.
Oof.
It's definitely an acquired taste. Like it's something that it's very unique. But it was funny. We interviewed the guy that played Big Ronnie, and he wears this prosthetic penis that looks like a oversized pencil with a pink tip. And he actually pulled out the prop for us and showed it to us. He had it in a bag in a random drawer. And he was also good friends with Phil Anselmo, because he was talking about him because he gave him one of the other prosthetic piece that he had for it. So yeah, that was a good one. We had a good conversation with him.
Yeah. That was wild. That was wild. I remember setting that up. I had to go through his management. Here's like a tip for what I ended up doing. I got a free trial of IMDb Pro one time and just scoured it for contacts to try and find like people to like talk. And I was aiming high, and I got in contact with some people that I did not expect to get responses from. So it was like one of those like Daniel Radcliffe. In my mind, we were this close to getting Daniel Radcliffe on Hellhounds of Horror for a live stream interview.
I think I remember you telling me that now, dude. It's been so fucking long. Jeez.
Another one was Willem Dafoe.
Oh, nice.
We were trying to like finesse, and they never said no. That's the thing. It was always scheduling, and it was never a no. We'll pass on this. I think
here's the thing. You are very smart to take advantage of that trial of pro, and you're like, I'm going to the top. This is what
I had to.
I always tell people, you got to take your shot. Because the worst thing anybody can do is say no.
Right.
Like, as long as you're not crossing lines where you're going to be a stalker and like now there's legal stuff, the worst they can do is say no. So shoot your shot. Because so many people in the horror community are so nice, and they are willing to do these interviews no matter who it is. And I just think that's really awesome. I see people interview people who have a huge theatrical release, like Damian McCarthy, who had Hokum out. And I see so many of my friends got to interview him. And I'm like, that is awesome. I love that he takes the time out to do that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it really was It was quite humbling at points as well. It's funny. One of our worst interviews that we ever did
Oh my god.
was from a found footage film, where it's not even on YouTube. It was that bad.
Yeah, we never aired it.
It was. You've seen What We Do in the Shadows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the guy who plays Deacon, who
Okay.
is like the third main character, with the short hair, short dark hair, and he's always like, So we, I somehow managed to like get in contact with him. I think I messaged him through Instagram, and he was very responsive and very, very cool. He was doing a convention in like Chicago, so he wasn't in Australia at the time, or New Zealand. I think it's where New Zealand where they're from. So he wasn't in New Zealand, so we didn't have to like try and finesse like a time zone issue. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm at this convention," and I'm like, "Okay, well, would you spare like 45 minutes, like 30, 45 minutes to like have a quick like phone call interview?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." And before we even started, he was like going on about how What We Do in the Shadows, like he's like, "I don't consider it a horror film," and we're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And then he's talking about like how there's an epidemic in New Zealand of like suicide. I'm like, we haven't even started the broadcast yet. And then then we started to chat to him, and then he brought it back up again. And then we were just like, all right. And then he's like, "I have to go." This was like 10 minutes in. He's like, "I have to go." We're like, "What?" He was in a stairwell.
Yeah,
like,
he was in a
and then
stairwell
like some
with the
guy
dog.
that came through and was like, we have to go get dinner." And he's like, "I have to go." And we're just kind of like, what the fuck? We'd been promoting it, like, because we'd taken a break for a while. So like we're promoting it. Yeah. And then he like just was like, okay, bye. And then just hung up.
I'm just
We're
gonna
like,
go ahead and talk about how the movie that you wanted me about isn't horror and the
Yeah.
suicide rate in New Zealand.
yeah.
Goodbye.
So that's what you get, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And then we shut it, and then we were like, no one's seeing this. Maybe I'll take a look, but yeah, it was rough. Have you ever had a moment like that where you've had either a guest or an interview that's sort of gone awry, or you don't have to name names, of course, but has there ever been a moment where you're just like, "Ew."
Honestly, thankfully, as of right now, no. I do expect that to happen at some point. I think, especially like if I just decide to start doing stuff that is like not just found footage specific interviews and things, I definitely see that being more of an opportunity. I think because I deal with so many people that I've already spoken to so much before I've even done the interview, that I can gauge like, okay, this is gonna go smoothly because this is just a friend at this point. Because like I've interviewed like Chris Vanderkay and Nick Catrufo, who by the time I interviewed them, I had already spoken to them in DMs like for so long that the interview was just seamless, and that's been my luck so far. And I am very much the type of personality that I have, though. Before I do any kind of interview, I anticipate that this is going to happen. Like, and I prepare how to segue people back in. That is one thing that I'm happy that I feel that I can do pretty well, is if I do feel that it's slightly turning a little bit, I grab it before it goes anywhere.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
But I
key
do
skill.
expect a interesting interview
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, and to be fair, like we've been super fortunate, especially with this iteration, this podcast, and I think that's probably why I've continued to do it for so long, is that we've had such a great experience with everyone that we've spoken to, and we've had just such a great reception from people, and the guests that we've had have been so incredibly kind with their time is really the main thing, and we like to make a point of saying that, like especially after, because like and the great thing about podcasts is that you can record it. It's nothing like it's live or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because that was live that we experienced. So
There's no taking it back.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it wasn't a podcast. We were live streaming on YouTube at the time, and he's just like, "Oh, yeah," his thick New Zealand accent, and yeah, it was wild. It's fun though.
I feel like you even requested an interview for somebody at one point, and they just responded back with like their hourly rate, like if they were going to a convention. I can't remember who though.
I think I do.
I've heard people who do that.
Well, it wasn't like an hourly rate, but it was like, for this much, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and we were like, well, we're not monetized
with an hourly rate.
Yeah, we're not monetized, so it's not like we're just doing this for fun. And like, I understand if like, I completely understand. Like it wasn't even like, and he wasn't disrespectful even about it. It was just like, clearly the guy knows his worth, right? And
Yeah.
it was what's his name? The kid from Halloween, the Rob Zombie one.
Oh,
Dag Fark, I think his name. I think that's how you pronounce his
Yeah.
name. Super nice. Like, I'm never gonna badmouth anything about him. I mean, he was on Euphoria, and stuff like that. So like his trajectory definitely like went upwards. And I mean, he probably ask for more now. But yeah, at the time it was just we weren't monetized. It was like, do we want to do that? And it was like, nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, super nice. Yeah, it's fun.
all jokes aside, I respect the hustle, man. If you know your worth,
Yeah.
ask for it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, as long as everything's respectful, like if you're just say, hey, like I'm not gloating, but when I do these things, this is what I ask for. And it's fine because like, hey, I get that your time is your money. So I'm fine with it. Like you said, as long as people are not disrespectful in how they approach, I have no issues if someone said this is like my requirement type of thing. Okay, because either we're going to be able to do it or we're not.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's where it all comes down to. And really it's we're nothing to these to someone like that. Like, we're just sort of coming in and we're looking to get them on tape basically, and chat to them. And yeah, so one I always wanted to get was Adam. I always wanted to get Adam Green, and we got to speak to someone who was a co-star of his on Holliston. I don't know if you know.
Oh, nice.
If you know, her name was Laura Ortiz, and she was in the Hills Have Eyes remake. She was in Holliston, a bunch of stuff. And yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, interviews are definitely fun because you kind of, especially when you get those common ground, like when you find out about things that are things that you like and things that they like. And another crazy one that we had was Damien Maffei, who was in Stranger Things. The Strangers Pray at Night. I don't know if you ever.
Oh, okay.
He plays the man in the mask.
Yeah.
So we got him on. Also, incredibly nice guy, super cool. Turns out his family actually come from the town over in Scotland where I grew up. And
Oh, wow.
his grandmother and all that still lives there and all that. And I'm like, so we were spent about 20 minutes talking about that, and he's just like, that blows my mind. And I'm like, that blows my mind too. It's insane. But,
Small world, man. Small world.
It is. It's such a small world. And I mean, even as it relates to found footage, I feel like it's an even smaller world. And
Yeah.
I think that's really, you mentioned it earlier on, Mike, that it's almost like a family, and like such like incredibly humble and gracious filmmakers that are part of it, who really, they're out just to make sure that their film's seen and to make sure that they're out to the right audience, to make sure that they're it gets the most eyes. And yeah, it's been such a fantastic experience speaking to some of the filmmakers that we have so far, and we've got so many more plans for the future for sure when it comes to interviewing. One thing I'm curious on actually is if you had to interview, maybe not one person, but like a couple of people, like let's manifest it. Like who would be your like ultimate, I'd love to interview these 2 or 3 people?
So off rip is going to be Eduardo Sanchez, director of the Blair Witch Project, and my one of my other favorite found footage films, and my favorite Bigfoot found footage film exists. So definitely want to interview him. That is like a bucket list item for me. You mentioned Adam Green, and I would also like to interview him because I did get to meet him at a horror convention and had like a cool conversation that I wish would have been a recorded interview because he gave me so much good information. I ended up buying the screenplay or the script to digging up the marrow.
Oh yeah.
His found footage film, which is such a great film. He signed it, and I'm like, oh, I love this. And we actually had a really cool chat because one thing that he loves about that film, and that I was asking so much about it, is that it is a thick script because he goes, most people think found footage, you don't do a lot of scripts. He goes, I do. He goes, that movie was heavily scripted. He goes, and it was very important for me to make sure that everybody knows that. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I love that. So he's someone that I would love to actually sit down and interview with because I think he has such great information and fun anecdotes to share with everybody. And then I think, I would want to stay kind of in found footage with many interviews and just kind of really more stuff that I just really enjoy. Like, I know we follow each other on socials. Nick McNulty, I would love to interview. He did the movie Capture, Kill, Release. Dutch is someone I definitely want to interview, the director of Horror in the High Desert franchise. That's one of my favorite franchises. And then my other big person that I would love to interview is Koji Shirashi, who is a Japanese found footage king. He has done so much. Most notably, people would probably know him for Noroi the Curse. And he's done so many other amazing movies, and I just absolutely love his work, and he's someone I definitely want to interview.
That would be so cool, man. Yeah, I think it's a solid list for sure. I think Dutch is working on new Horror in the High Desert, right?
Yes. I know Mantis, I can't remember if it said it was coming out in 2026 or 2027. I think it said 2027.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll manifest that for you. That's awesome. That's a great list. Eduardo Sanchez would be great though. I think, I don't know. I'd love to chat with him, but like it would just have to be like a sort of general chat, and hearing stories about the Blair Witch I think would be the coolest part. But he probably gets that so often. That's what my biggest thing is. It's like, I know this is the first time I've ever spoken to you, but like I just like really dig your work. And
well, I will say, if you ever do get to meet him, bring up Exists. His face lights up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I did get to meet him at a horror convention, and this was before I did any content at all. So had I already been doing voices, I probably would have tried and snagged the interview. But the one thing too about him is he is so damn tall. That
Oh yeah,
man
yeah, that's right.
is so tall. I knew he was tall, but I was not expecting how tall he was.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, and Daniel Merrick, I think, is another one that I think Eduardo Sanchez, like a lot of people resonate with him with the Blair Witch, but also Daniel Merrick as well was a big part of that too.
Yes.
I also like we've made a point of making like a short list of like people that we want to interview, and that's kind of like that's the way that we sort of put ourselves as like having a goal, like something to work towards, like rather than like oh, I want to get like X number of followers, like that'll fall in place, but like
Yeah.
to have some of the conversations, like one of the ones from last year was Fred Vogel, and the fact that we were able to do that, and he was literally the nicest guy that I think that we've ever spoken to. That I still like will randomly like message if I'm like talking about something about August Underground and all that, and
Yeah.
he's the coolest guy ever. And another crazy one was Eugene Kotlyarenko.
That was a weird
he
one.
made the movie Spree with what's his name?
The guy from
Joe
Stranger
Keery.
Things.
Yeah, Joe Keery, and like Misha Barton's in that movie, and like so many people. And David Arquette plays his dad. Like it was the wildest thing, and it was a crazy like sort of serendipitous moment. We've had too many of that in the first year that we started to do this. Like our first episode came out on the 50th. I think it was the 50th anniversary of Cannibal Holocaust, and our first episode was Cannibal Holocaust. and it would be complete total accident until we posted it, and then like Hyped on Horror, like Lindsay is another one that's been such a great support of ours. She was posting like getting a tattoo and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, people are really digging the fact that we did Cannibal Holocaust for our first episode, and it was like 50th anniversary. I'm like, no way that's happened. Fucking Phoenix Forgotten was another one. It was like
That was a good one.
a few days before like the 8th anniversary or 9th anniversary of the film coming out. I think it was the 8th, and we did an episode on that. Milk and Cereal, which is another fantastic one that we ended up doing on the anniversary of it releasing. The very first year of it releasing was insane. We got to chat to Cooper a little bit, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And, everyone's going on about Obsession, of course. And we were actually trying to get an interview with him and Curry. And Cooper gave me his contact information, and we had a bit of a chat and was trying to set out some dates. And he's like, well, probably about September, October time is probably when we'd be around. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. That's when TIFF happened. That's when Obsession happened, and that's when their world completely changed. So I was like, well, maybe another day. But super nice, shared our stuff, was insanely again gracious with his time. Eugene was a complete accident. I posted about Spree, and he reposted it, and then he took it down. He's like, if you repost it, like, or if you post it again, like without, I wanted to post it without the music. I'm pretty sure you could do that. And I was like, yeah, I thought you could do that too. And then we were sort of back and forth. And I was like, oh, hey, like, would you like to chat sometime? And he's like, sure. And I was like, really? Oh shit. Okay. So we exchanged information and then set up a date, and he got us mixed up with someone else, and thought we'd seen his new film. We were solely going in ready to talk about Spree and his new film, which was called The Code, that he was promoting. He was like, oh, I thought you guys had seen it. So he brought in the cinematographer, and we had the whole conversation, and they were again both so gracious with their time, and taught me a very valuable lesson of always hit record, which is a trope of found footage. Never stop recording.
Right.
So we I didn't hit record when I first started the conversation. We were way too nervous. That was our biggest interview at the time. And he told this insane story about how the main character like saved, like this guy, this terror plot in India or something, like was saved by because the character, the main character, like was attractive, and they like it was this insane story, and we completely missed it and didn't have it. But so that's why anytime we have an interview, I always hit record as soon as I jump in, and
Always got to
it's a
keep the camera rolling.
valuable lesson for any found footage filmmaker is don't stop recording. So yeah, it's insane how the world works, and you never really know what's going to be around the corner. So like I am very much a supporter of all the creators that we've come into contact with, and the filmmakers have been so great, so gracious, and yeah, I'm really manifesting for you to be able to have those experiences and get to interview the people that you respect and enjoy their work, because it's none more rewarding, especially when you're having a laugh with someone that you like look up to is an inspiration for their thing that you do, the passion that you have for found footage specifically. It's such a niche genre that kind of we interjected ourselves into because we were like, well, there's no representation that we found at the time. Little did we know that there's an entire underworld of found footage specific creators, and we were just a small piece of it. But
well, that's why I mentioned to you guys earlier, like I went searching. I found you guys because I went searching for specifically you guys, apparently, because I was like, I need to find people who do mostly or exclusively found footage. And you mentioned people like did big shout out to Lindsay Hyped on Horror, because she is someone who I definitely when I started on Instagram like gravitated to. I saw that she did so much found footage stuff. I love the type of stuff she did, and like you guys said too, she was a very early supporter of mine as well. So huge shout out to her. But like, I wanted to find people who did podcasts, YouTube channels, something that was specific to found footage. And when on my search, I found you guys, and I'm so glad that I did, because you guys have been so supportive of not only myself, but voices, and just really awesome people to get to know, because I love your content too. Like I said, I like the interviews that you guys do. I like the topics or the movies you guys choose. And I love the point of views and the crazy questions from time to time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's been a crazy journey, and it's so good to find so many like-minded people who share a love for this like wacky cinematography style, this filmmaking style that like really, especially with Blair Witch, found footage wasn't a term until that really came around. Yeah. And it was just before that, it was, who knows what it was called, in-world, type. Mondo was another term that would be thrown around, and yeah, it's crazy. I think the community. I think Josh as well, another one horribly opinionated. I want to share as well. Josh is always such a great supporter of ours as well. Final Footage was a huge one too. That was probably one of the first people I think we followed. And like seeing his like Rob's content and the vast number of followers and people that he interacts with, I'm sure is just insane as well. And seeing so many people like move into that found footage space and really hone in on it, it's just so inspiring as well. And we're really glad to be associated with people like yourself, Mike, and really appreciate such kind words. Thank you so much. It's really what keeps us going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been such a great community, the found footage community. When we did other shows as a general horror group, that was such a broad community. That's where you started running into people that, had egos and, would cut people at the knees and things like that for the sake of, content and things like that. And, coming over here and meeting people in the found footage community, because it's so small and specific. I love it, man. Everybody's so supportive of each other. It's great. I can't say enough good things about everybody, that puts out content for found footage.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the same thing. Like, I love the horror community that I built outside of found footage too, but I keep it very specific because, like you said, there are egos and things you have to deal with on that end. So there's a group that I love and trust, and I'm so excited that I got to know them. But specifically within the found footage community, even more specific, like with got to give a shout out to the Found TV creators crew, and getting to know all of those content creators and just people that I got to know from Found TV. And I honestly think that's why we are starting to see more found footage specific content creators, because there is now a hub for it specifically. So I was very excited to be involved with Found TV early on. I was one of their beta testers. So I really was like, I found them. I can't even really remember how, but I jumped on it immediately, and I tried getting the word out as quick as I could to everyone to be like, we need this to boom. And I feel like it has. I think Monica and Louie just really knew, because there have been other found footage streaming services that just didn't really take off. And I just think they knew what was needed and what was missing. And they really went into it. And I think the smartest thing that they did, besides come up with a great idea, was to get a creators crew and say, we need these people to help build us, and then we'll help them in return. And they're not just people who own a streaming service. There are people who love found footage, and they have become friends with the people that they have gotten close to. So like all of us creators, like, they're friends of ours, and they help support us so much, and we support them. So I really love the tight-knit group that was created out of this.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, for sure. It's such a cool, like, close-knit crew, man. Like, and it's funny you mentioned that, because like I know that from our perspective, when we first started, literally like 3 weeks later, I think, was when they started to put together that first initial creator crew. And I wish I put us forward. I wish I was like, yeah, let's just like put ourselves out there. I was like, there's no way we're big enough that we could, be part of something like that. We were just like, I don't know, like that. And it's probably just like that initial creator, we are just not that. You don't have the confidence yet. You don't have the chops yet to be able to put
imposter syndrome is real. And
imposter syndrome is a great term for it. 100% imposter syndrome. And I was like feeling kind of like, I would love to do this, but I don't know. But fun, like, little did I know that David did it himself, and then my girlfriend did it, and they were part of the crew. So we both got the found free for a year from both ends. And I was like, I should have just did it. But it then sort of fueled us, and that's where we came up with the idea for the Found Blind Watch special, where we'd pick we'd pick like 2 or 3, and we'd spin a wheel, and we'd do like process of elimination. So I think it really helped with creativity. Another thing is, I found after David did was writing about it for longer than I had even known, and it was really like through the Facebook group is another area where I think is great, which I don't know if you're part of it, but there's like a really big found footage Facebook community.
Oh, nice.
Where there's like 200,000 people or something. Like it's like insane. It's insane, and it's like another thing is there's a Blair Witch group that I'm part of on Facebook, which all of them are in it. Like Eduardo's in there, Daniel Merrick's in there, you know, the cast are in there, including Heather or Ray as she goes by. Like all of them are in there, which is insane because like, you know, people just post like, oh yeah, I got my collection and I found this, and like Eduardo pops up and he's like, oh yeah, I remember we did that, and like, or like would show these insane reels of like original footage from the film that they made, and it's like it's crazy. And it's run by a guy called Matt who does tours. He does tours in Maryland where they go to the filming locations and he shows you, and you can like, I think you stay over, you like camp, and then they watch the film there, and then like they take you to where Castle Rock was, at like in the town of Blair, which is crazy. But yeah, it's insane the sort of boom that found footage has come from there, and that Facebook group is. I keep going off on a tangent, but that Facebook group is also where kind of we got our start as well, because Mario Cerrito, who made Human Hibachi, he was doing like an AMA in the Facebook group, and I asked him a question, and I was like, oh yeah, we're like starting to like get a podcast together, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, let me know. He's like, I'd love to chat to you guys. I was like, David, we need to start a podcast now because I've already started talking to people about it. And I'd been planning this for like months, like getting logos and stuff and like, you know, ideas sorted and like all this stuff, getting really excited, but never really pulling the trigger on it. I was like, that was and I said this, I've told this to Mario a couple of times. I'm like, really, you were the one of the main reasons why we started to do this, because we were just like, we need to have a body of work, man. And yeah, it's just crazy, the serendipitous moments that really have come from it. And definitely if you're someone who's on Facebook, like there's a huge Facebook community for found footage, and it's quite insane. Some of the takes on there are pretty radical. So
I bet Facebook is a place that exists.
Yeah, it's the place of opinions.
Yeah,
that's right.
But yeah.
But I think that you know, all these examples are great examples of how great, you know, this community is that everyone's built, you know, on Instagram mainly. But that also leads me to another point that, you know, if you're a fan of found footage, you listen to this podcast, you listen to Mike and, you know, anybody else that puts out content. If there's ever been a time that, you know, I wish I could do that, get out there and do it. I mean, just get out there and put something 100%. Out. And if you have the fear of anxiety, you know, you don't want to, you know, put your face out there, you want to be anonymous. I mean, there's so many ways you can do it. You can put out, you know, reviews with just voiceovers, things like that. There's so many things that you can do. And if you're ever just wanting to, you know, just say, hey, I would like to do that one day, just go and do it. I mean, there's no judgment here where I'm this small or I'm this big or anything like that. Everybody's so welcoming and just great.
Totally.
Absolutely agree. And to quickly piggyback off of that too, if, like you said, for people who have the anxiety of not wanting to be on camera, we need movie journalism back. So writers, you're needed. If you have an opinion, write about it. Create a blog. There's people who will pay you for your articles. Like, do what needs to be done if you want your voice to be heard. Because it's just that simple. Same thing how you guys said, like, there's been times where I've been doing my content creation for close to 2 years now. It will be 2 years in late February, early March.
Wow.
I have hit the ground running. Like, I do everything that I do in real life. Like, I just do as much as I can in such a short amount of time. So people think I've been doing this longer, but I haven't. But for me, I probably would have been doing this 3 years ago, but imposter syndrome was tearing me down the entire way until finally I had a friend who was just like, dude, you've been saying you're going to do it. Just do it or don't at this point. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I decided to do it. And so sometimes you do need that kick in the ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was like, okay, then I'm going to do it. And then so many things fell into place. I joined a different podcast that's not found footage. And then like 2 weeks later, Angel hit me up about doing found footage Fridays. And then I just started doing my own stuff. And then it just kind of like kept spiraling in a good way. And it's only because I just decided to do it. That's the only advice that any of us can really give anybody who wants to get into it is do it. Because the longer you wait for something perfect to happen or like, I need to fix this, I need to do this before I can do it, you're never going to do it. Because that was me for 3 years. Like, oh, well, I want to make sure that I get this done or I do this before this happens. Just do it. Pick up. If you don't mind your face being on camera, TikTok is the quickest way to make a quick video and see if you enjoy doing it. Yeah. If you had a fun time, post it.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great advice. And from our experience, I mean, there's so many people that we've had such a great pleasure of meeting who were just like, would jump in the comments and be like, "Oh, I love this movie." And sometimes that's all you need is like just one person. And as soon as you do it for yourself and not focusing on metrics or other people, then that's where it becomes incredibly rewarding, especially when you start to set, whether it's personal goals or collective goals. And when you start to hit those, like there's no better feeling. And this is probably the most positive podcast I think we're probably going to do, David. So yeah. Yeah, we put the positive in podcast.
There you go.
But yeah, no, you're so right. That was such a thing. And for us especially, we were like no video at the time. Like we would record ourselves and like we did it on Discord, and I would do like all the editing, and like it was so cumbersome, but I enjoyed that aspect of it, of making the audio and stuff. That's kind of where I have like a music background, so that was like fun for me. Like the editing portion is always fun, and then it got to the point where I was like, but it was through accident, again through the Eugene interview that we did, is where I was like, this is too good for us not to have the video portion of it. I'm like, so how do we do that? And that's where we just brainstormed. It was David that came up with the idea for Tape Talks, and that's where we're like, all right, well, cool, yeah. Then we can like discern it from like our main show where we'll like talk to creators and we'll review movies, and then we'll like do tape talks that we talk to filmmakers and cinematographers and things like that. So like that was really, it was again out of necessity, but yeah, without putting yourself out there, none of that happens. So
yeah.
And if you need like advice or someone to listen or watch or check out your first short, you're thinking about getting into found footage, like we love watching found footage shorts. I don't know about you, but
oh yeah,
some great found footage shorts have came our way, and we like to try and showcase that as well, like through our Instagram, and get people noticed that way, and do all we can to do that. But that's also such a great thing to have happened to us. We've seen some fantastic films that way, and through people just reaching out. And if there's any, Mike as well, I'm fairly certain that you'd not turn down a found footage short or found footage film. So
100%. I love when people reach out to me for anything, but specifically like found footage shorts in general. I love supporting indie horror. at any level, feature or short. So 100% always feel free to send me a DM. I just won't be able to get to you for 3 days, apparently.
Yeah, Mike is
Community
bad.
strike.
Bad, Mike. Yeah, no, for sure. And one thing I always like to ask people is, and this is before we get to David's fun questions, is what are some of your underrated found footage gems, like maybe 2 or 3 that you don't see many people talk about, or like few people talk about? What are some that you that come to mind for you?
So my number one that I will always say right now, because it actually is one of my favorite horror movies and especially found footage of all time. It's sitting like right next to Blair Witch. It might even dethrone it. It is a movie. It's technically a sequel, but you don't have to watch the first one to watch it. It's called Live Screamers. Live Scream is actually on Found TV, or was on Found TV for a while, but the sequel is called Live Screamers, and it's a basically like if you're do any like Twitch, like if you watch people play games online, it is a online gaming group that sees this. They're playing this haunted game that has like this crazy lore behind it, and then they start to realize as they're playing the game, when their character dies, they die, and so much comes out. Like it is drama filled. Like it is soap opera drama filled. I love this movie. Director Michelle Antoino is so good at what she does with these, because she's a streamer. So this is coming from super authenticity. So I love that one. I will still Capture, Kill, Release will always be one that I say is underrated and underseen still. It is basically a couple who decides that they want to record a video of them killing someone as a couple, like most couples do. And then as they get closer to like when they're going to do it, one of them realizes one of them is way more into it than the other person. It is so good, so gnarly. I think there's great practicals for such a low budget movie. The only thing I will say, for some people, I don't think it's going to be an issue for like people who watch your channel per se, but some people still have like trigger warning issues when it comes to like animal death. This movie does have that, so just pay attention to that. I don't have that issue, so I always forget to tell people. So there's that one, and then I would say the last one that's popping into my head, and it wasn't the one that I was gonna go with, but it's the one that keeps popping in my head: the Andy Baker tape. Also on Found TV. I love that movie. If you are fans of those creepy type found footage, like Creep, this is a movie to watch. Brothers on a road trip, kind of doing like a Food Network challenge type of thing. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun time. It goes places like you might think you know what's going on, but it just kind of pushes itself even further. I love that movie.
Hell yeah.
It's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah. It's funny because you're not the first person that I've heard say that that's an underrated gem. I think Stephanie that made Be My Valentine, that was one of her underrated ones.
Yes.
She has good taste. Yeah, that was a fun one. That's a good 3. Live Screamers, I don't think it's enough attention. And Capture, Kill, Release as well. Like I think they filmed that in Toronto. I'm about an hour and a bit away from Toronto, so they apparently filmed it there. It was Rob from Final Footage that told me about that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, solid list. I cannot learn it.
Solid all the way around.
Yeah, one recently that got brought up when we interviewed David Dawson was a movie called I Blame Society.
Love that movie.
Love it. Just saw it recently. I got a special edition Blu-ray copy of it, which I got from Vinegar Syndrome in Toronto, and yeah, highly recommend it. I saw that and The Den within like a few days of each other, and great pairing. Super underrated for sure. So
The Den is a good one too.
Den is
I like
great.
that one a lot.
Holy shit, what a fucking film. But yeah, David, I will hand it to you for your pièce de résistance.
So before we get to that, I want to ask a couple of fun questions all the way around. I'm curious on everybody's answers. So, what is one found footage movie that has scared the shit out of you to the point where you don't want to take that stride after watching that movie down the hall to the bathroom in the dark?
Oh, which one? You know what? Incantation. I thought I couldn't think of it. Incantation
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me.
My
Oh, that's funny. Horror in the High Desert. No, because that literally Horror in the High Desert. I always, if I speak about it, I always have to say that movie actually almost scared the shit out of me.
Jeez.
I ran. I don't know what it was with the day, and when watching it, that major jump scare, I felt it and I ran. So that one actually.
There you go.
There you go. That's the winner right there.
That's literally it. It's funny. Mine is Creep actually. When I towards the end where it's like the night vision stuff and like he's like in his bedroom and stuff when he's sleeping. I don't know what it was, but I was watching it at night and I was alone. I was just like, okay, I think again it must have been the day that I'd had, but I was like, I probably should finish this tomorrow. Which is hilarious because it's really not that scary, but like there's good jump scares in that. But yeah, Creep for me was the one.
Nice. Mine is the Paranormal Activity.
That was
anything and everything in the dark that you can't see is always scary, especially when it can touch you or take possession of you. So that's always scary. So my father's side of the family was more Catholic. Of course, I'm not. I don't sway in any kind of direction when it comes to religion. But being that I grew up with that, the belief of ghosts and demonic possession runs very. The roots there run very deep in Hispanic culture, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the things that scare me is watching that movie. Like even now, I've seen it 80 times. If I watch it and it's late at night, I'm gonna hold my pee till the daylight comes out. You definitely hold it. But moving on from that, the other question that I wanted to ask everybody, and I'm curious because I think this is a really fun one to ask. So what's one movie, and it doesn't have to be horror, it can be comedy, it can be romance, it can be anything that you would like to see as a found footage, and if you were to twist it, into something a little bit different, how would you do it? And if it helps, I'll go first to give you an example. So if I were to make a movie into a found footage movie, I would do Drop Dead Fred. And he would be like this sadistic, serial killer entity that's also a pervert. So it's going to be like kind of horror comedy. And his thing is before he kills you, he's teabagging everybody before, he takes him to the grave,
That's a good one. Drop Dead Fred is goated, by the way.
Yeah.
So good.
It has been so long since I've seen that movie. I'm gonna have to check it out again.
Oh, that's fun. With they're all like imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. It's funny. I was actually thinking about this relatively recently, not in regards to a twist, but like I'd seen someone had posted a video talking about they were having a conversation and they were saying about how like what are some films that you would love to see as a found footage film. They said Jurassic Park, and I can't get that out of my head. Like that would be insane. Another one I think would be good would be Ghostbusters
Ooh.
as a found footage movie. As David is a huge Ghostbusters fan,
Yes.
and I think that would be awesome as a found footage one. And yeah, I don't know how I would make a twist though. Like, maybe like a stoner comedy Ghostbusters where they're not like they're not like professional Ghostbusters, but they're like we're Ghostbusters.
More shit goes wrong than right.
Yeah. They're not
So
scientists; they're just a bunch of fucking stoners.
You said Jurassic Park. Have you guys seen the Dinosaur Project?
I have, yeah. It's been
I
a long
haven't.
time, but I have, yeah. That was a good one.
So I like that one. Like most people probably aren't gonna love that movie, but I think it does favor the found footage crowd a lot more because we obviously know what we're getting into with found footage.
Mhm.
I actually think it's a pretty decent found footage film. I love it, and it's basically like Jurassic Park found footage style. The movie that I would want to make a found footage, because they did a little bit, but I think they could have done the whole movie in like the same kind of way that like Searching and Missing did a movie. Talk to Me. I feel like Talk to Me should have been a fully blown out found footage film, because you could do all of the social media of the party, and then you could do people trying to record that part, and then we find ways to record demonic possession in other found footage films and see those things. I think there was a very cool, easy way to do that all around and keep it very screen life, social media heavy. I think Talk to Me would have been one of the scariest found footage films ever made if they made it found footage.
Hell yeah.
I 1000% agree with you.
Yeah.
That is a good choice.
Yeah, I love that movie too. I got the I got my girlfriend the special edition from Umbrella, which comes with a mold of the hand, and it comes blank. So we ended up like we have like a ton of different signatures on it of like our friends and things like that. People come over, we get them to sign the hand, and it's like, you know, covered in like crude jokes and things like that. But they released an incense burner, and it's basically a bong right through, or a pipe through A24, which is the licensed hand.
Listen, don't get me another community strike.
Yeah. we'll take this one. I'll take this one. I'll make sure you're looked after.
It's a smoking apparatus.
It is a incense burner. Tobacco product only. Calm down.
It's an oregano warmer.
It's an oregano warmer.
I love that. I'm gonna use that.
Good. Yeah, oh man, that would be such a good found footage movie.
That would be great.
I'd be down for that. Hell yeah. And it's great because I think they sort of lean into that, especially with Bring Her Back. There's the elements of that as well with tape and stuff like that. So I think they would do it, and they did a great job with that. I think they would do a great job on a full-blown found footage movie. Hell yeah. That's a solid choice.
I would love to see what they can do with found footage. I know they would scare the crap out of everyone.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen. But I think there were some opportunities in some movies to make that happen. But yeah. Now, Mike, I have a question for you. Okay.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned demonic possession a moment ago. Now, if you were in a demonic possession found footage movie, what 3 things are you going to need to survive it?
All right. So I'm going to give my real answer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give an actual answer.
Okay.
My real answer is I'm dead. I don't need 3 things. I don't have the will to live to make it through this. I tell people all the time when they're like the zombie apocalypse, The Walking Dead, I was like, I would have been bit. I would have offered up my hand. Why am I going to struggle to find like little pieces of food and sleep in the wilderness? No, I'm good. I am confident when I tell people I do not survive horror movies. I love watching them. If I was ever in one, I'm the first one out by choice.
That's fair. That is fair.
But if I had to pick 3 items for a demonic possession film, I also I grew up Catholic, but I myself am not a practicing Catholic. My family very much is, so I still will be having the rosary. I will be having a blessed dagger, knife, whatever they're called, like, but a sacred one. And then I will hopefully have some type of notebook with the demon's name written, scribbled in there somewhere, so that I can say the name that I need to say for all this to be over.
That's a solid answer right there. That's how you're going to survive. Now, yes, in the first answer, I would agree. When it comes to scenarios like this, I think I would be one of the first ones to go, because I'm not trying to survive long term. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes. And then the people who survive it, like, what do you win by surviving? Now you're traumatized and you have to live through all of this, and like you have to get help and therapy and all that. No, I'm good. I'm out.
And they still got to get up tomorrow and go find that can of beans that's still sealed in the sewer to eat to survive the next day. So
exactly,
it's not
which is guarded by me, who's dead, and you're not getting anywhere near it because I'm going to chew you. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I would. I would like to think I'd be like a hero, but no, I'd probably. And we joke about this all the time, but I'd probably be like in the most unsuitable footwear, and I'll slip, trip, fall, break my ankle, and I'm done for. Just because I'm walking in a pair of Vans, and I'm like, try to go on like a log or something, and like break my ankle, I'm dead. Get chewed out.
I think if I were to really try and survive something like that in any situation, I think I would. So, like, realistically thinking, I don't think I'll survive, but because of my prepared thinking, I probably would survive for a while, because as I'm very food driven, that would be one of the first things I would pack in any scenario, and I would still live until somebody killed me. But yeah, that's something that I would definitely pack for any kind of scenario. Like, yeah, if a demonic possession is happening, take the Bible, take the notebook, the name, but pack a protein bar, because you're going to be there a while,
Very true.
Pack some nachos, take a bag of Doritos, Might break bread with them, and hey, have a Dorito, and they're like.
See, that's the problem as well. Like, when you get into those scenarios, there's going to be other people that are also in a state of desperation where they will turn their back and they will stab you in the back to get to the next town over or the next meal or whatever. So you also have to deal with that, like zombies and all that could be the least of your worries, when it could be other people.
Well, and also it could be your own self, because many of us have ailments. The other thing is, so I'm a diabetic. I got way too many things that I got to worry about now. And now you're throwing in zombies, you're throwing in people. And then I'm just trying to make sure that my blood sugar's like leveled. No, that's too much.
Yeah. It's like, just throw in the towel, just wave the white flag. Let's go. Let's call it a day.
Exactly. Like, all the walking you're doing, normally I have to worry about my blood sugar spiking, but all the walking you're doing without eating, now I got to worry about low blood sugar. And then I'm going to be too slow. Zombie's going to bite me anyways. There's too many things that I need to be thinking of. I'm out in the first 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Those purge sirens go off. I'm finding the nearest zombie.
Just gonna hide
Or
in
you
that
can like
back.
hide out like a CVS or look for that. Try and hide there as long as possible. Although the places like that would probably get looted constantly. So I mean, you're probably in the minority there of people that are going to be just hanging out. But yeah, rough time.
Sitting in the pharmacy popping Vicodins like Skittles. Somebody comes in. Would you like one?
Caring is caring, David. Would you like a Dorito or a Vicodin?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
the
dealer's
best
choice.
deal.
Anything you want. I got it. I got it.
Give me them both.
All strung out on pain pills. Jesus.
Yeah.
Face covered in cheese.
Yeah, you're not running away in that.
And while we're on the subject of cheese in the face and food, Mike, if it's movie night and you're sitting down, you're going to the movie theater, whether it's at home, movie theater, what is your go-to snack for movie night?
So for my movie, because I watch a lot of movies, and if I'm doing like a movie night where I'm preparing it, so it's going to be slightly boring, but I make it fun because, as I just mentioned, so I am diabetic. So when it comes to my snacking, I try to watch it a lot. So I like dressing up my chicharron / pork rinds. I love a bowl. I throw in the hot sauce, the lime, cojita cheese. Like I dress them all up, and that's my snack. I usually have like a Coke Zero or a Dr. Pepper Zero along with it. If I'm at the theater and I splurge, I do get like a large zero sugar pop of any kind. I like to play with the little mixtures that you can do. And then I'm probably just eating a hot dog. I love a movie theater hot dog.
I will agree with you on that. I don't know what it is. It's almost like going to like a ballpark, right? And you get a hot dog from there. There's something different about these hot dogs that you don't find in a normal grocery store. I don't know if it's because the salt content is higher in these movie dogs, because you can taste it, right? The sodium's a bit higher, but it just makes it so much better. I don't know what it is, and it could be that machine where they're just rolling, and they're probably like from Wednesday and it's Saturday. So I mean, it could be that too.
Yeah.
So
ballpark is definitely the top tier hot dog. Like,
oh yeah,
at a ballpark, it's just unmatched. Right under it is movie theater.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And I go to Cinemark for my movies, right? I found out that Cinemark uses Nathan's hot dogs. I don't know if you've ever heard of the brand Nathan's before, but over here it's in the South. It's a thing. So that was nice to know. But I don't buy them usually at the grocery store because it's like almost $10 for a pack of weenies, and I can't like I can't find the will to think that it's okay to buy a $10 pack of weenies when it's just a hot dog. But I mean, if they're that good, what am I doing with my life? I should be buying $10 hot dogs.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. If I saw that price, I'd be like, I would find ways to justify not to do it, just because I would be like, it's not going to taste the same, because like you're going to spend the money on it and it's not going to taste the same as getting it from the movie theater. And then you're like, and I spent $10 on this shit.
Yeah. But that is a good shout out on the snack, man. I never thought about putting cojita on chicharrones because I'm diabetic too. I'm type 2, and it's always a struggle with snacks. But the pork skins, they don't really do too much spiking at all, or even at all. But I just eat them like that. I never thought to spruce them up, throw some hot sauce, maybe even like make it like asada fries, but without the fries, just chicharrones. So, and they also make it's like a chili lime flavored one. Those are really good to eat just by themselves. So just adding all that stuff on there. Wow. Okay. I know what I'm doing next movie night. Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, like I load them up like nachos, and it's become my favorite thing. I'll even put like some crema on it. I saw someone do it on TikTok once, and I'm like, let me just try this out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We blown.
Yeah, David, let me know how that goes.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
curious as well. I went to the movies last night, and I had a movie theater hot dog and pizza. Pizza's been a good one for checking out the movies. I've enjoyed that lately. So, but I also got M&Ms, which I haven't had M&Ms in quite some time, and tore up a bag. So that was fun. Yeah, solid picks. That's hell yeah.
So, do you ever partake in? I know with the whole blood sugar thing up and down, but for me, like when I go to the movie theater, it's always a thing that I have to have popcorn. You ever indulge in the popcorn at the movie theater?
So I don't as much because I usually go to the movies by myself.
Mhm.
And for some reason, even since I was little, it was before I was diabetic too. I think it's just because the amount of butter that I put on popcorn, and you can't tell me not to.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have movie theater popcorn, there's gonna be an insane amount of butter, and so I get sick very quickly when I eat popcorn. So I will only eat popcorn if I'm with someone else at the movie, and I'm like, we're getting a bucket of popcorn
Okay, that's
because this
fair.
is the only time I will eat it.
I'm more on the animalistic side, so I'll get the giant bucket just because they give you a free refill, and I'll take it home with me.
Yes.
But I'll get the big bucket. I don't get any butter. I'll just get it straight as it is, right? But I'm like 30 minutes into the movie, and this bucket is almost gone, and I've been gorging on this thing so bad. Now my lips have become like sandpaper because of all the salt that's in it, and then I'm just like, trying to like get my lips back to life because they feel like sandpaper now. But I do that shit to myself. But my point that I was getting to, if I don't know if you've ever tried it or not. I've always asked everybody that comes on, but have you ever tried doing a dill pickle with popcorn?
No, but I have heard of that, and that would probably be my next thing to do because I do love pickles and I love dill pickles. So you can tell me to put it with anything, and I'll try it at least once.
Yeah, absolutely. The it's a very salty combination, but I don't know, maybe it's just a nostalgic thing for me that I've been doing it since I was a kid, but I always have to do the pickle with the popcorn because if not, it's just not the same. And it's a normal thing here in Texas to get one at the movie theater.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say too, because I'm like thinking about it now. I'm like, I feel like I would have to do that at home because I don't know if my movie theaters have dill pickles.
Yeah, I've come to find out that talking to people from different parts of the U.S. and Canada and other places, this is not a common thing. So I guess it is just strictly a Texas thing. But yeah,
You could take in one of those pickle in a pouch, take it in your pocket, and then
Oh yeah.
you just
there
put it in
you
your pocket, and they just think you're happy to see them because you're there to get your ticket.
happy to be at the movies, man. Love the movies.
I don't know if this is a good tip or a bad tip to give out, so I'll let you guys and the listeners decide on your own. I don't know if Cinemark does it. I would assume that they do, but I know the AMC does. Did you know you can DoorDash popcorn or like movie
Yeah.
theater food?
Yeah,
I found that out recently, and I saw this DoorDash pick up 2 humongous bags of popcorn filled with butter in a plastic bag.
Wow.
And they were just like, how am I supposed to bring this to them? And they're like, you gotta just take it. And I just was like, my life is changed right now, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing because again, I won't eat it by myself, but now you're telling me I can bring it home. Like I can
that's
just
what's
order it
dangerous.
at home. So I might be door dashing some popcorn.
Hell yeah.
And it's coming from the source.
And
Exactly.
you can pop your own popcorn at home, but it's never the same.
Never.
There was one brand of popcorn, and it came in a square box, kind of like the Orville Redenbacher, where it comes in the pre-bucket. And what was the name? It was called Pops with a Z. And I don't know what kind of butter they used on it, but that was the closest thing that I could get to movie theater butter. And you can find it at Walmart. They were like $1 a piece, and they just disappeared here. Apparently, the place is up there, like in Pennsylvania or something like that, but they just don't make it down to the South anymore. I was kind of bummed about that. I cried inside a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
David doesn't have his pops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Again, friend of the show for life, man. We really appreciate the kind words and the support, and we'll continue to support you, man. We're
Absolutely.
big fans of the work that you do. Where can people find out about the Sacred Crypt Awards and also follow you and Voices on Instagram?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I was so excited to be a part of this. So thank you for having me on. Same with you guys. You guys will always be friends to my channel as well and to me. But you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Mike&Serial. That's cereal like the killer, not the box. And I do a bunch of stuff on there as well. And you can also find me on Voices from the Mausoleum YouTube channel, where we are hosting the Sacred Crypt Awards. It is our second year. We Found a Tape is nominated for Rising Star. So make sure that you guys are voting for them. And then just voting for everybody in the different categories as well. What we really love to do is honor the indie horror community across all different medias and mediums, from content creators to authors in their books and filmmakers in their movies. We have nominations or voting is open now. It started August 3rd. It goes to September 3rd. You can find that on my Instagram page. I have in my bio. It should be one of the links, but it's also in the link tree as well. I also have like a highlight reel that you can go through, and there's links in there. So I'm always putting the links up in my stories. So make sure that you're following there. Go vote. It's a fun time. We treat this as legitimately as we can. So we do have presenters. We do make it more festive. We kind of dress up. We do a live award show towards the end of September. And winners do get not only a trophy, but a winner's box that we send. Like I said, we try to make this as engaging and legitimate as possible because we want to honor the smaller side of the indie horror community that may not always get the love that it deserves. So we try to give the flowers the best we can. So make sure that you are following me and following the Sacred Crypt Awards, either through me or Voices from the Mausoleum.